So now that our piece is the length that we want it, we want to square off our rectangle to finish it up. Just a quick recap in the beginning from our starting point, we were increasing on either side to increase both the width and the length. Once we got to the desired width, we then started decreasing on one side while we continued to increase on the opposite side to increase the length. Now we no longer want to add length to the width or to the length. So we're going to decrease on both sides going forward. Once again, I've changed colors just so that you can see what I'm doing for demonstration purposes. Now that we're going to be decreasing on both sides, we're going to start right away with our slip stitches in the tops of each double crochet and into the chain space. And you can see already how we've started to square off the top here rather than continuing to increase. And we'll continue making our regular blocks. The chain 3, 3 double crochets into the chain space, and slip stitch to the next block to join. And you'll continue making those blocks through to the end of the row. So I'm just doing my last block now of this row. And 3. And I'm going to slip stitch into the next block. And remember, we don't want to place our chain 3 and 3 double crochets into that chain space. Otherwise, we're going to end up with an extra block coming up in this direction. Instead, we're going to turn our work. And to do that next decrease, we slip stitch into the top of each double crochet and into the chain space to move our yarn over so that we can work our regular blocks without adding any additional. And you'll notice in that last row, this white block here at the end was still part of our increase row. And now that we've decreased, we've started to move over and we ended up with only 4 blocks instead of the 5 that we did in the increase row. Each row that we do where we're decreasing on both sides will decrease the number of blocks by 1 for each row. So this next row that I'm working on will have 3 blocks. The next one after that will have 2, and we'll finish up with just 1 block in the final row. So we'll continue working until we get down to that last block. Okay, I'm approaching my last row. Turn my work and see I only have 1 block left to go. I'm going to slip stitch to get over to the spot that I need. And for my last block, chain 3, 3 double crochets into the chain space. Slip stitch to join the block. And then from here, I like to take one extra step. I like to turn one more time and do my slip stitches all the way to the corner. It just kind of gives the piece a little bit of a neater edge. 3, and one more in the chain space. At that point, you can cut your yarn and fasten off. And you have completed your rectangle.